Hello everybody, what's going on, and welcome back to our Road to Glory career mode. As always, I hope you guys are doing well. We bring you the start of season number 5 today, and I'm very excited to get straight into this video because a lot happens today. So sit back, relax, and hopefully enjoy. Off the back of a great debut Premier League season, we finished 8th. We had a few players in the team of the year, and we even had the player of the year himself, Diego Lopez. I feel very good about this new season. We've got some new signings already joining us. 3 pre-contract signings. They were Jose Perez, Augustinson, and also Dean Henderson. So those 3 guys have now joined the club. And I knew full well, as we entered this new season, there would be offers for our big players, the likes of Solano and Lopez. The first one came in from Napoli. Christian Solano, he was one of the top scorers in the Premier League last year. He's 86 rated now. They came in and asked about the availability of him. I countered and said I wanted 130 million. They instantly declined it. But then this happened. And I hinted this on the community section of the channel, asking what would you guys do in this scenario? Real Madrid asked about Diego Lopez. And this is an area moving forward into next year's game where I hope they have something a little bit more to it. Because in real life, if this offer came through, Lopez would sit us down. He'd say, okay, look, I want to take this opportunity. So originally, Zidane asked if they could have him for 195 million. I countered. I said I wanted 300. I never in a million years expected they'd come back and say yes to the eventual offer on the table, which, my friends, sits at 305 million pounds. And as you'll see there, Zidane says that he's looking at that and he's happy to pay it. It is the biggest deal I have ever had, I'm pretty sure. It's mind-blowing amount of money. He's on £20,000 a week here, and this is where I come to you guys to explain this decision, okay? So for sentimental value and that type of thing, we know he's going to be a legend of the series, and that is the one reason we would probably keep hold of him. And, you know, deep down, I would love to. But if we're looking at this, and we're looking at Lopez himself, right? Real Madrid, it's Spain, it's back to his homeland. It's an opportunity to win a Champions League. They've just won the La Liga title, so they are champions in Spain. They've got a real shot at the Champions League, and he pretty much is going to make, well, his wages are going to go up by like 10%. 10%? 10 times as much, I should say. He's on about 300k a week when this deal goes through, and as you'll see now, it does. So I guess 3 words. Thank you, Lopez, because now the Lopez Forest Green era is done. It's over for now. And that shot right there hurts a lot to see because he's now wearing the full white of Real, presented in front of their fans, wearing number 14, and the deal's done. It's over the line. There's nothing we can do to change it. So hopefully you understand it. As I said, the decision was made, and I kind of looked at it in the bigger picture rather than just what he meant to us here at Forest Green. Of course, he was a massive part of our success. But for him personally, it's just a great opportunity for him to go and kind of spread his wings, if you will. And there's no reason why in the future he won't come back. So effectively, that means that we now have over £300 million in the transfer budget, or just under even. So I could essentially go out and buy anybody that we wanted. But I set myself a little rule. I said if the club that they were already playing for were already in the continental competitions, the likes of the Europa League or the Champions League, we're not going to sign them. Or if they're on over 100k a week, we're not going to sign them. Because realistically, you know, we're only playing Premier League football. We want to go for Europe this season, and that money is going to help us a massive part of doing that. But how many players are going to want to leave their teams to come and play for a team that are only playing in the Premier League, and that's it, nothing else? So I looked around at some potential deals. Kovalenko, we went ahead and activated his release clause. It was like £8 million, and he's 81 rated, so what a steal that could be. And then I looked at this guy. We needed some wow factor, especially with Lopez leaving, and you don't get much more than Saint-Maximin and his silky skills. So Newcastle finished 15th last year in the league. I knew full well I wanted to get him in. I wanted to see if we could get this deal done. £55 million is what we offered. It's a chunk of our budget, but nowhere near the money we got in. And there you go. The first big marquee signing is here. Alan Saint-Maximin comes into Forest Green. He is our new wow factor to replace Lopez, if there even is such a thing. 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, 55 million quid. He's the club's record signing now as well. So welcome to him. Hopefully he will play a massive part in getting us Europe this season. Alongside that, Kovalenko came in as well. And he's already made that switch, so he will play in central midfield. I then looked at a new set-piece specialist, so welcome to the club, Bardi, 83 rated with a very, very good free kick stat. That was to, again, just make sure we had somebody to take the free kicks, as Lopez is now gone. And this is all happening pretty quickly, because for you guys, this is essentially 5 minutes of content. But for me, this was a heck of a long time. I was sat in the menus looking around at players that I wanted to bring in for at least an hour, if not more. So yeah, this is a long time, and it's one of my favourite parts, as I say all the time about a career mode, is transfer windows. And at that point, with the signings we've made, I wanted one more, and I wanted a CDM. I looked around, Declan Rice, West Ham United. They finished below us in the league again last season, so it just seemed right to get him in. He's getting an extra bit of wages, 60k a week, than what he wanted originally. He's still getting less than he was getting paid at West Ham, but he believes in the project, and that's the important bit. So the reason I didn't kind of make more of a big deal out of the Lopez transfer is because for right now, it's still very, I guess, raw. We're not going to be facing him in the Champions League, so we haven't got to worry about that. And, you know, yeah, it's the end for now, but you bet your bottom dollar that once he's gone out there and he's won stuff, he's coming back, all right? So it's goodbye for now, but I'll see you soon, Diego. That's the aim. That's what I was looking at. So hopefully we'll get him back at some point in the series. He's going to cost us so much, though. Oh, man, the wages he's on at Real Madrid now as well is just astronomical. So if we do get him back, it's going to take us a mega amount. I don't actually think as well that we're paying all that much for our players. I'm not sure I've got anybody over 100k a week in the wages. So imagine that. Imagine how much that would cost us. But needless to say, with the transfers done, we're showing you the full list that we've made currently. I wanted to get straight into our first game. I wanted to try out this new look Forest Green side. Solano still up there in that striker role, hopefully going to be banging in the goals for us. We've got a new look midfield as well, and as you see the team pop up in just a moment, it still looks just as strong as it did when we had Lopez here, which is a massive plus point, and you'd expect that as well with the amount of money that we've got to spend. Now, Palace, they're not an easy game, but I felt if we could, you know, dominate this one, it would show us a big indication of what we were looking to do this season. Facer starts at left back, you might have noticed, but yeah, we'll see if he stays, because after last season, some of the mistakes he was making, it could well be that he leaves the club. We had the ball in the net early on, Pedro de la Vega with it, but an offside flag was raised and it was the right decision. And then we got to see some trickery from Alan St. Maximin, which I'm very much looking forward to seeing a lot more of this moving into this season. Solano's ball through to him here. He lays it across to Kovalenko, who gets a debut goal. But again, that offside flag went up. We just need to watch our line, really, because that's 2 goals we were disallowed here. And it, again, is the right decision. There's no doubt about that. You can see he just sort of takes the run a little bit too early there, St. Maximin. But then look at this as he takes it past one. Continues forward into the penalty area. Lovely little ball roll into like the chop. Then a heel to heel before firing the shot in. And genuinely, I was smiling, because if that had have gone in, what a way to introduce yourself to the team. Bardi then gets in on the act. We were battering Palace, but we were not finding the goal to make the difference as Bardi hits the woodwork with this right-footed shot. The keeper beaten, but yeah, we've got to hit the target. And then I thought that Palace had got themselves in front. Dean Henderson forced into his first save of the game and his first save for the club. And I'm not sure actually who our number 1 is moving into this season, Lance Moore or Henderson. Let me know your thoughts down on the comments about that. Who would you go with as our number 1 into this year? But with 17 minutes to play, it was an old Ajax duo who combined to give us the lead. Dest down the right-hand side, crosses for Gravenberch, who'd come off the bench. And his header at the near post has glanced into the far corner of the goal. So he led by a 1-0. Deservedly so, in my opinion, as well. We were the better team here, and our team was just sort of gelling together pretty nicely. Gravenberch, actually, after coming on, just, I don't know what it was. He seemingly just kind of had to play his part and tell us, or give us an indication as to why we should be starting him. How about that for a ball out wide? If only he could have finished it as well. And that, my friends, was the end of the first game of this new season. Palace 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. And not only that, but it wasn't Solano who scored. It wasn't St. Maximin. And actually, it was an old familiar player in Serginho Dest with a man-of-the-match performance. I genuinely think Dest could be the best right-back in world football in years to come. Maybe not now. There's a couple other ones that are probably just ahead of him. But what he offers to the team, he's so good. He's so underrated. he just seems to like kind of float under the radar, but he just does so much for us here at Forest Green Rovers. So yeah, what a first game from him as well, especially with the assist. And then we took on Spurs. And I knew that this was going to be our first proper test. Their team is pretty decent. But Saint-Maximin, again, using those silky skills. You can see as he gets into the area, he dribbles past about 4 players, tries to finish it. And I think that's the area that will frustrate us this season, is his final product, you know, Saint-Maximin. He's got all the ability. If he'd have finished that, though, we'd have been just looking at probably the goal of the season early doors. But the start we made to the game was showing real positives, as Gravenberch, who started the game after his goal in the previous one, found Saint-Maximin again, and his shot was straight at the goalkeeper and cleared away by Spurs. And then into the second half, yeah, the mistakes that we speak about from Facer in that first Premier League season, well, he did it again. You'll see he gets the ball here on the left-hand side. Admittedly, I'm not sure that was the best decision to try and play that pass out there. But even so, and we were made to pay, as you see, with the finish coming in. It was, I think, Andrea Bellotti, who, if I remember rightly, in the first game of the season, scored 3. So, yeah, he was in fine form. And even though we made the mistake for the first goal, there was nothing we could do about the second. It was just sheer quality from Christian Eriksen. One touch to set himself, the second one to finish. And you might notice as well, we swapped out Henderson for Moore in this game. I don't think we can have a go at Lansmore too much for this one, because I think Henderson wouldn't have saved that either. As we did get our way back into the game, though. 10 minutes to play. Solana with his first of the season. Fake shot, left foot into the top right corner. A wonderful finish, but it doesn't really seem like that's going to be too much for us as time was ticking away. And in fact, as we pushed for an equalising goal, we ended up conceding a third. Eriksen, interchangeable play with Harry Kane. Look at that for a little bit of skill as I dove in, and then the finish from the England captain was exquisite. 3-1, it looked like the first defeat of the season, and that was exactly what it was. But all in all, you know, this year it's not about us against Spurs, us against City, Liverpool, these type of teams. It's all about trying to climb ourselves into the top 6. And I think if we beat the teams around us and take a result off the likes of maybe Arsenal, maybe Everton, if I remember rightly, were they in there last season? Then they're the teams we need to take the results off of. I'm not so sure about City, Liverpool, Spurs this year. I think those 3 are just too much ahead of us. United, they had a really bad year last year. We'll see if they come back from it from this season. Ultimately, I think we've done rather well today. Yes, it's a bit of a loss to us, you know, not having Diego here this season. But I think the way we've strengthened, especially with the sort of situation that I set to us, you know, not being able to go out and buy anybody. We had to pick from teams that you know, aren't in European football, or at least I didn't think they were. And also players that weren't over 100k in wages. I think we've done really well. And I have real optimism about this season and about us getting into Europe. So we'll take it game by game, as always. And hopefully you're excited for Season 5 of the series. Lopez remains the biggest deal of the window. I highly doubt that will be smashed, if ever, in the series. I'm pretty sure that'll be the biggest transfer fee that we see now until the end of this career mode. But hey, it may get broken once we bring him back one day. I'm showing you the rest of these as they play out. But I want to say a massive thank you for the support on the channel, as always. A huge thank you as well for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, a like would be greatly appreciated. I took a little break as well away, so hopefully you understand that. But we're back anyways with Season 5 for you to enjoy. I'm going to try and get you guys the next video of this series out in the next couple of days. You should get a My Player video tomorrow as well to enjoy. In terms of Become a Legend and honouring Henry, they will come as and when I get around to recording them. So, yeah, hopefully you understand that. But nevertheless, massive thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all again soon. Until next time, have a great day, have a great evening, stay safe, people. Adios.